Let me guess. You are absolutely in your mind ready to start investing. You have some money set aside and you want to do something. Everyone else is investing. I should get involved. I should learn how to do this. Before you put any money in investments, there are 3 steps that you must make sure you have in place if you want to be successful and if you want to get to the other end of all of this and not lose money. So the very first item is you must have the proper amount of money in an emergency savings, or what I call safety net savings. It's the amount that you personally have decided upon that will get you out of a pinch, a job loss, major event that you weren't expecting, COVID-19, the 2008 financial meltdown. So many people really were in a bad shape on these events. That number is constantly touted as it needs to be this amount. I'm not a believer in that. If you have no money saved aside, number one, let's get you $1,000 started. Once you have $1,000, it is a very personal number, and it's normally higher than what most people think. If you're a salaried individual, then you might need a little bit less because you can fall back on unemployment. And if you think your job isn't going to end, look at the current environment we're in, with the job cuts and the layoffs and the firings that are happening nationwide. Maybe through no fault of your own, but through whatever the political scenario was that's happening. So you need to be prepared, even if you're a salaried individual. If you're a commission-based individual, you probably need more. You need a nice, healthy emergency fund. You absolutely need to be ready for a market downturn where the cars are not selling, the real estate is not selling, that your commission is on hold. So number one step, get a nice safety net savings fund ready. I would like to know, do you have an emergency fund and do you feel confident and secure? Let me know below. And I'm going to go into step 2 and 3 here in a few minutes. If you are finding my information valuable, please subscribe, and also please share. Share the videos that you think might help another individual. And if you're interested in private coaching, there's a link below where I give a free and confidential 1-hour money roadmap call. Confidential, free, and we're going to see where you are and where you probably need to head. Also, on a link below, you'll find the top 5 money mistakes. These are the top 5 things I find clients again and again and again and again do. And if you can correct these, things will get much better. All right, now for number 2. Before you invest, you need to look at any debt that you have, any high interest debt that you have. Some people have credit card debt. Some people just have a mortgage that's maybe in a higher rate. What you want to make sure of, you don't want to be paying 10% on interest on debt that you have and then only make 5 or 6% on an investment. Hopefully you'll make more than that. But if you were in the S&P 500, that average over the course of its life is around 9 or 10%. So anything more than 9 or 10% to just get into an index fund, you probably should get that paid off and or see if it can be refinanced at a lower rate so that you can start investing. Number 3, you need to have, I know the dreaded word, a budget. And a budget needs to be expanded, not just to look at the end of the month. You cannot just look at the end of the month and say, I made it, or no, I didn't make it. It needs to be tied to an annual plan so that you can stay within the whole year's money that you're going to make, looking at and based upon what you do on a monthly basis. And I have found through my years of coaching that if you manually track your expenses, you will be more tuned into your money. You will be way more tuned into when the moment happens and you spend money on something that really didn't fit into your plan and was just that instant gratification purchase, and it did not align and get you to your long-term goal. Tracking and manual tracking is the one way to stay totally tuned in to what you're doing, what you're not doing, and what you want to change. So before you invest, get your emergency safety net savings account set up. Put it in a high yield savings account. They're everywhere. You can find them in different banks, different lending institutions. Find one that suits you and get it going. Pay off any interest debt that is higher percentage APR than what you would be obtaining through investments. And number 3, get a monthly budget set up tied to an annual plan and make sure you are tracking. I hope this helps. Once again, if it did, subscribe. More messages to come and more things for you to be able to do to make your financial world a much better, brighter, and smooth place. Thanks so much.